Hey guys, Jeff with Hair Club coming at you. Wanted to give you a little tutorial on how you can redo or rebond your hair at home. Since we've been on stay-at-home orders in the state of Florida and throughout most of the country, a lot of our centers are closed. People are calling into our hotline asking how to rebond their own hair or how to do some home maintenance. So what I want to do for you is just kind of show you the simple steps that it takes to do your own hair. And we're going to start off with the removal of the process or your hair. What I simply do is I start from the back and I lift very slowly. It'll usually just kind of pop right off of the scalp, and then I'll slowly roll the hair forward. All right, so just very gently. You never want to tear the system. This is a skin system, so the process is very simple, but the movement needs to be slow and gentle. There you go. The system's completely off. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna prep for the system to be cleaned. All right, let's talk about cleaning the old adhesive from your head of hair. I use a product here called Dissolve. This is a Hair Club product. It's an alcohol-based product, and it's made to remove the old adhesive. So all you're gonna do is spray a little bit of it to the base. I like to use a towel. Some people will use a paper towel, which is fine also. I recommend to take the old adhesive and start at the outer edge and start wiping that old adhesive up towards the middle of the head of hair. So gently pull from that outer edge and bring that old adhesive up towards the middle. Once you kind of pile it all up towards the middle, it's easy to just pick it up from the base with your towel and dispose of it properly. All right, next step is to clean our scalp. So again, we're gonna use Dissolve, we're gonna use a towel, or we're gonna use a paper towel, whatever you have handy. Either one doesn't matter. They're both gonna work great. The name of the game here is really making sure that your scalp is completely clean. There can't be any residue, there can't be any oils, or it's going to end up making an impact on how long your fresh bond will last. You may end up doing this next week again if you didn't do it right the first time. So let's make sure we get a great clean environment. I like to try to go 2 or 3 weeks when I rebond my hair, which is a typical time for somebody who's active. And I live in South Florida, so it's humid here, it's warm here, but I get a great bonding period. 3 weeks I think is fantastic, but you gotta make sure that you do this right every time you do it. So we're gonna clean the scalp really well, make sure that we get all those oils out, no residue of the old bond, and we'll be ready to go. Now, some people have regrowth on top of the scalp. If you have some regrowth at this stage of the process, I would probably recommend to shave that hair down. As you can tell, I don't have any regrowth. Sometimes there's very little, but it doesn't affect anything, so there's nothing really for me to shave. A lot of our, a lot of clients, a lot of people that I know have a lot of hair still left on top, and they wear the hair over that. So you do have to shave it because it's gonna grow, and it will impact, again, it's gonna impact how long the bond lasts. So get it down as close as you can. A lot of people will use a T-trimmer, and that works great. All right, guys, we're ready to go. So now the head's clean, the hair's clean. Now we need to make sure that we get the placement correct. Because if the placement's off, your hairline's gonna be off, and you might not like the way that looks. Sometimes it'll make your forehead look bigger or too small. So what we need to do is take the head of hair, and I like to line it up right about where it goes, sit it down. Now there's no adhesive on my head at this point. We're just kind of lining things up. I'll brush it back a little bit. See, it's kind of moving around there because it's not secure yet, but right there is about right where we need to go with it, okay? So what I would recommend to do if you don't have a point of demarcation or a way to mark it, I would recommend taking a wax pencil. This is just my brush, but I would take a wax pencil and I would trace right in front of where it needs to sit. This way, when you go to place your bonding down, you know where to put it. You're not gonna be out of line. It's not gonna be down too far, or you're gonna definitely have it in the area that you need it. So mark it, put it lower than it needs to go, and then start applying the bond right behind it. So now we can take the hair off. I'm gonna start applying my bonding. I use a product called Ghost Bond. Seems to work best with me. Now in my case, I have a pretty decent tan. So what I'll do is I will start to apply the bond right behind my tan line. You wanna make sure you go nice and thin with it. Spread it as far as it'll go. I always find the less of the bond that you use, honestly, the better it sticks, the better it cures. So I would recommend doing a couple very thin coats of the bond. So it's turning clear already. As it turns clear, it sets really nice. Now I do a full head bond. So I line that bond up through the entire top of my scalp. Again, very thin. And it'll cure nicely. If you put it too thick, it's not gonna turn clear. You'll be forced to use a blow dryer or go back and try to spread that bond a little bit thinner. Make sure the coating's nice and even and that you cover all the areas in which your head of hair is going to be placed. For the back, I use a handheld mirror. Really easy to line it up with that handheld mirror right there. See that? All right. So now we're going to let that bond cure. It's going to take a few minutes. Some people like to speed this process up a little bit with a blow dryer. I like to wait about 5 minutes to let it cure. So we'll hang out, we'll wait, let it cure. The head of hair is ready to go. We're going to reapply the hair, style it, and we'll be done. All right, so now we get the hair all styled up. We just want to make sure that everything is covered completely all the way around. I highly recommend using a handheld and checking the back. So we'll take that handheld once again, look all the way around the back. And it looks like we're good to go. So good coverage, good rebond, everything's lined up perfectly. By the way, this is one of Hair Club's newest skin systems. Unbelievable hairline. You can't see anything once it's sealed down, and that's why it's so important to get that bonding perfectly. If you want any information on this head of hair, just go online and go to www.hairclub.com, fill out a form, and somebody will contact you. We'll be able to help you with all of your needs. Again, this is a skin system, new technology, amazing look, amazing feel. You'll love it. Thanks, guys. Okay, guys, we're all styled up. We're ready to go. Just want to do one final thing after we style our hair. We always want to check that outer perimeter. So I, again, recommend using that handheld mirror. Just give it a once over. You want to look around that back sides and the other side. Just make sure everything is blended in, proper coverage, looks great, so you're ready to go. If anybody's interested in this technology, whether you're a Hair Club client or somebody who's just catching this video online, this is a new skin technology exclusive through Hair Club. Check out our website, www.hairclub.com. Fill out a form, give your information. One of our image consultants will contact you. We'll get you in for an appointment, and we'll be more than happy to explain this technology to you. I hope my video helped, and you guys got this. You can do it at home. It's easy enough to get us through until the centers are all back open and we can have our hair done by the professionals. Thanks, guys.